I think I'll give you a little um, overview of what my job is. You know, you've heard about how Sananda works with all of you on the ground and of course with us, and how Ashtar is the galactic military force. Well, I think you could say, like the police force. I'm the one who protects. And I'm in charge, of course, of the angels who are here to protect you. So together we work in a very fluid way. There's no real boundary between what we do. We help each other, but we each have our specialties. And one of my favorite ways of approaching things is to try to bring through messages, which I've done quite a lot recently, to help all of you see how we interact, you and I, and how important it is that we know about each other and that we connect with one another. And what you said about the Ho'oponopono prayer was exactly what's needed. You cannot police a group of people by crushing them. You cannot bring order and a happy sense of cooperation, working together by force. And just now, really, in recent months and recent years, there are more and more light workers who are truly seeing the truth behind this, that the power is not in crushing your enemy or defeating the darkness. We cannot defeat darkness. We must win over the hearts of those who have turned to darkness. And when you bring forth this powerful prayer, it's nice to call it the Ho'oponopono prayer. It identifies it very clearly, but of course you can see the elements in it. When you say, I love you, to another being, and you feel it in your heart, you feel the sense of connection with that other person or being, and your example with your dog is so clear. It's not just other human beings, it's all the beings, all the conscious beings on the planet and beyond. When you do that, you feel yourself expanding. And when you expand yourself, you put out the vibrations of love, and it has an impact. It ripples outward. And when you say, I'm sorry, it stirs something in you, doesn't it? When you really say, I'm sorry, and you feel it in your heart, and you know what it is you're saying, you're sorry for. I'm sorry for your pain. I'm sorry for the history of pain that people have created, those who came before us, those of us now who are involved in it, who are feeling the ripples of it. When you say, I'm sorry, and you truly understand in the deepest part of your being that you're sorry for your own part in what has gone before, even if you're not conscious of it, even if you're not completely aware of it, still you can clear away all those old feelings. Because when you say, I'm sorry, it has a sacred resonance. It reaches down into your very being and will reach the depth of another's being as well. And when you turn your face to Source and ask Source to join forces with you, send the love and healing power of the light, together you create something wonderful. Now, of course, we're not referring to simply saying the words, I'm sorry, especially if the words are, I'm sorry, but of course I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm just saying I'm sorry because it's a good idea to say this prayer. No, it must be, I'm sorry that I am here in this difficulty. I'm sorry that the resonances that came before us, the actions, the vibrations that came before us, have created this difficulty. Then you can really feel yourself as the one who is healing it. When you say, please forgive me, it increases and expands that feeling of I'm sorry to include the other. I acknowledge your pain. I acknowledge your part in this cooperative venture we're establishing now. Please forgive me means I acknowledge you. I respect you. I reach out to you, my brother, my sister, because we're in this together. That creates an expansion of consciousness that touches people in a new way. And then, thank you. What a glorious thing. What a beautiful package that is. Thank you. I know that you have it in your heart to join me in this glorious process, which is a meeting of the minds and a meeting of hearts that transcends this present moment, that encompasses all that came before and all that will come after. And I invite all of you here, all of you who are listening to this call, and all of you who will hear it later. I invite all of you to join with me now to send this sacred prayer to all on the planet, all the dark ones who have created the chaos and the pain and the uproar that has made such news, that has created such pain for so many. Join with me, for we are the angels, we are the force for light and for love that will heal all of these difficulties and will prevent them from happening again. feel that it tickles Catherine when I speak through her voice. She feels it in her body and in her throat. I will back off a bit so she can catch her breath. You felt my energy in this, didn't you all? I am so dedicated to this process, to this love that I feel for all of you. Together we accomplish this. And I work with you, with my legions of angels. I am known as the one with the silver sword. And yes, it does represent justice. It represents order. It represents change. But most of all, it represents this feeling that we're creating together now. Forgiveness, compassion, and joy. And when you combine those three, forgiveness, compassion, and joy, you can only create friendship, communities that work together, relationships that are based in deep, abiding love. And that, beloved one, is paradise. It is the paradise we're creating together. And so, use this. Use it every day, all day long. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And vary it any way you wish, because the words themselves are sacred. I forgive you as you forgive me. I love you always. Thank you. Thank you all. I love you all. I am your Michael. Namaste.